What this is, the double cross is a step up from the coupe hardtop, and 3-channel amp based on the hardtop. The clean and the lead tones are very similar, but it's got additional EQ for each channel, each of the 3. It's got a presence control on all the channels, and a master volume on the whole amp. And then there's these cross systems here, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But just to start with, here's just the basic clean. You know, it's a very clean, a lot of power. It's a 100-watt tube amp with 6 L6s or 34s switching in the power amp section. Okay, the clean, you can it's still got the master volume, just like the coupe has, so you're not stuck with that real pingy clean. You can have a kind of a little breakup. Same kind of bright switch that we do on our stuff. So that's starting to get chunkier. And then there's a drive button on here that gives you a more heavier. So that's the rhythm channel, instead of calling that clean, because it'll go all the way up to a pretty heavy sound. Then when you go to the lead channels, this is the first one, and it's got these switches that add gain and do the bright switch, but there's also 2 on the sides here that add extra tube stages. And what they do is they mix different kinds of distortion in with the normal tone, so you get more gain without losing the dynamics of the original sound. And the neat thing is it allows you to dial up some things that are normally not adjustable on amps. Okay. So this is the basic, the basic flat tone of this channel. Then these switches are kind of cool because let me show you what the tight stage sounds like. Here's when you add just the tight. Versus night. You see how this cuts through a lot better. Alright, then for this other switch, it's called a thick stage, and what that does is it adds a gain stage that's more set up for a thicker, more complex harmonic, so it's a fatter tone. So this has a little bit floppier low end, but it has that real rich sounding chord. Then the cool thing is that you can mix them together, so you still have the chunky tight attack from the tight stage and then the thicker distortion from the other. So you kind of get the most, the blend of the 2. And then here's with the extra gain. This is that. I know I told you guys about this when I showed you the prototype. The whole thing was trying to get around the problem of adding gain and losing the whole dynamics of your playing. Well, with this, you could play soft and hard and you still so it's not all smushed out sounding or compressed like normally you get with that much distortion. Okay, this 3rd channel here is the lead 2, which is kind of set up more like a cranked up sound. Kind of a more traditional tone. Alright, here's the additional tight. Here's the thick by itself. You get that real rich chord. And then here's the 2 together. With the extra gain, just in case that's not enough. this is something I don't remember if it was on the prototype when you guys saw it, but it's an extra input here called tight. When you go into that, it tightens up the attack of the whole amp. So whatever you do, it's got that real percussive chunk, you know, to it.